Hey, thanks for using the Simple Budget template. To make this easy for everyone to access, I made a version for Microsoft Excel and a version for Google Docs. You can use whichever one works best for you. As a side note, when using Google Docs, the template might appear too big to fit on your screen. To see the whole template, hold Control on a PC or Command on a Mac and tap the minus key to zoom your browser window out. When you open up the template, you have the option to change the name of the template to whatever you want. After that, the first thing you'll need to do is enter your income. If you have a spouse, you can enter his or her income too. Basically, this is where you'll add any money that gets deposited into your bank account, which includes your paychecks, tips, child support, or income from another side job. Make sure that when you enter this, you're placing it under the current month. Next, you'll need to list your expenses, which have been broken down into 5 categories. First, we have cost of living. This is where you add your expenses for utilities, groceries, gas, and things like that. Make sure you're entering your income in the right place in the column for the month right below your income. Next, you'll fill out the personal category. This is where you put personal items like spending money or allowance, and also where you put expenses like clothing, hair, nails, vacation, and other similar items. When you're done with that, you can move on to giving. This is where you enter money that goes towards a church, charitable donation, or any other worthy cause. Now move on to investments. This is where you set aside money for long-term investments like retirement. And last but not least, we have savings. This is where you can add money to your emergency savings fund or break your savings down into different items like saving for a car or a new appliance. As you go through each section, you'll notice I've included a bunch of suggested expenses. You can either use them, delete them, or change them by selecting the cell and typing over the top. The budget template is what's called a zero-based budget, which means you're going to take every dollar you earn and assign it to an item in your budget. This helps you maximize your income and eliminate any chance of misplacing or wasting money on something you didn't plan for. To make this easy, you'll see the remaining balance amount at the top of your screen. This number shows you how much income you have left to assign to the categories below. Keep adding money to your expense categories until this number gets down to 0. If you've put money toward all your expenses, but still have a positive remaining balance, you're going to need to keep distributing money until your remaining balance hits 0. Remember that savings is a category too, so if you have money left over that you don't know what to do with, savings is always a good option. Once you've entered your income and expenditures, you can review everything down at the bottom. Next to the total in each category, you'll see the percentage of income that's being applied to that category. Next to that, you'll see suggestions for how much you should be spending in each category. These numbers might seem hard to achieve at first, but a well-balanced budget will break down into percentages similar to these. To the right of that, you'll see a few graphs to help you visualize how much you're spending in each category and your income versus expenditures. The very last part of the budget template is optional. It's called Transfer to Accounts, and it helps you figure out how much money you need to have in each of your bank accounts. If you look at column A, you'll see that each expense allows you to choose which of your bank accounts that money should be associated with. These account names are editable, so you can change the names of the accounts to anything you want. For example, if your bills are set up with automatic payments and come out of your account labeled AutoPay, then all you need to do is find those expenses, select the AutoPay account, and the template will do the math for you and let you know how much money to transfer into that account. After you've filled out all the categories and your remaining balance is 0, you're all done. Next month, you can just copy and paste the expenses from this month into next month's column and make adjustments as needed. The Simple Budget template is a great way to build a strong financial plan and give you an idea of how much you're spending and where that money is going. With a good plan in place, you can be more intentional with your money and start mapping out the best way to achieve your goals.